Okay, so this is a video I was contemplating on even making. It's something a bit difficult to talk about for me, but I just thought it's best to share this with people, and especially with my channel and what I'm about. You know, I don't want to just be sharing the good days and just the wins and stuff that will be coming in the future, hopefully. But yeah, I thought I'd share a bit about my dropshipping journey and the challenges I've faced along the way. So yeah, I started dropshipping about a year ago now, maybe even a year and a few months ago, and I went into a mentorship, and the mentorship was great. That costed a bit of money. I think probably like it was $3,800 AUD, so maybe 2,500 USD, and that was for 6 months, and it was great. I learned so much in that mentorship. And right before the mentorship ended, I had a store that started to do a bit of numbers. So it was such an exciting time of my life. I've sort of been half-assing it, like not properly doing it for the 5-6 months up until then. I never fully stopped or gave up, but there were just times where I just wasn't really focused. And I look back now and I just think, yeah, there's no way that with that sort of effort, that sort of mindset, I was going to get anywhere near achieving things in this space. But at the time I didn't know that. And I had a store that started to do well, and it started off doing, you know, maybe $500 a day, $600 a day. And I got past that point of, about 4 or 5 orders. Like that was the max I'd done in a day up until then. It was just up and down. And then I got a final UGC and I was about to cut the store. My mentor was like, we'll just give it one last push. And then that UGC started to do okay. And I just got too excited. I'm someone that gets, you know, shiny object syndrome, where I just get too excited and I start, you know, thinking I've made it. I start thinking I'm the man, and I'm like, you know, yes, it's all done. You know, the 6 months of hard work is all paying off now, and I get to live this free life. And I just got extremely complacent. Like I look back now and I'm just like, oh my God. But yeah, I just got extremely complacent. I sort of just relaxed. I just landed here in Vietnam. So that was March, the end of March last year. I just came. I was about to take a break. I met up with someone and I said, hey, like I'm getting pretty tired. You know, I think I'm going to take a break. And then, that store somehow, I never thought it would, but somehow it started doing some numbers. And it eventually, what I thought was doing well, especially the first few days, it actually was doing well. And I was just so, I was so unaware of what was going on. Like I pretty much just got lucky in terms of like an ad, a UGC popping off. And I didn't even know I literally didn't even know what metrics I was reading. And like I look back now, I'm like a complete different place. But yeah, I just couldn't understand why it was working, what was working. And about a month into it, a friend of mine actually, who was in the same mentorship, he had a store also that was doing well, and it was doing a bit more better than mine on the numbers. And he ended up, we would be in contact all the time. We're still in contact all the time to this day. He's doing really well, but he got contact with me, and he was talking to me about how he had like a near mental breakdown because he thought for the full month that, you know, he was making all this money, this profit, he was sweet. And then he found out about this thing called GST, which is tax, 10% tax on revenue, not profit. I was so dumb at the time, I didn't even know what the difference of revenue and profit was. I would just see numbers on a screen on Shopify, and it just inflated my ego. I was like, yeah, $1,000 a day, how good's this, without even looking at the ROAS. And yeah, he ended up telling me that, you know, after the whole 1.5 or maybe 2 months that his store had been going, maybe 1.5, he'd made like $2,000 profit. And I remember when I heard that from him, it was like, I was quite shocked, but I had a feeling something like that was coming, because I'd heard about this before, and I'd heard about GST, which I think is the equivalent of VAT tax overseas, but I'd heard about this before in another success story. And me being me, I just thought, I'm going to be fine, if it happens, it happens. And it ended up, when he told me that and his store was doing better than mine, I had a feeling that I was making no money. Like, up until, that whole month and a half or 2 months that I thought I was making money, I wasn't. And then I recalculated the break-even ROAS, and I found out so many of the days I thought were unprofitable, that were profitable, were actually unprofitable. And it worked out my ROAS was like it jumped from like, spit numbers here, but it jumped from like 1.68 to like 1.88 or maybe even 1.9. It was completely different. So many, we had a big sheet, and so many of the days that I thought were profitable were actually not profitable. And I knew this at the time. I knew this after that, and I was like, it was just, it was very difficult for a few months. I kept the store going, and it was probably just bleeding money, but I just kept it because I had just, I wanted to do so well. And to this day, I still haven't even calculated the amount of money I've lost there. But I remember there was a moment, because my friend was much, much better with me with this stuff. And he sent me a text once, and it was like, I just found out I've done all the calculations of the mentorship and everything I've put into this. And he's like, I'm down 50K. And I remember my heart just dropped. I was like, 50K, which is like, I think it's like 35K USD, something like that. It's 50K AUD. And I just remember thinking like, if you're in that place, that means mine by numbers, because, would always be not comparing, but he would show me how his store was doing and stuff. And mine was always just a bit below his. And I knew in that moment that I was down a lot. My bank account was just constantly going down. I was constantly pulling money out of my savings, and money I thought I wasn't going to touch, I ended up touching. I had no choice. And it was starting to go really far down south. And then luckily 1 month in August or September, I had a period where I finally started to see a bit of profit. I think I did about 6K profit USD in a month. So it was good, but it was still nowhere near the amount I'd spent. I'd spent so much on mentorship already. I'd spent so much on shrine themes, and so much on the stores before that too. And I just remember when my friend told me that, I just didn't want to do the calculation, because I just knew it was going to be so disheartening if I'd seen how much I'd already been down. And it especially hurt when, you'd hear stories, and even to this day, I still feel it now, but when I watch a YouTube video and then the title is like, 0 to 100K in 4 months of ecom. And I'm just like, wow, I'm 0 to minus whatever. And I've been doing it for like, 8 months, 10 months now. And it was, the comparison I'd put on myself to other people, and to this day, it's just, it was very unhealthy. And luckily I had that month that did quite well, to my standards at least. It was a bit of a shining light, but then soon after that, it just dropped again. Ads started fatiguing, and I eventually had to cut the store. And as of now, I still haven't really digged into how much I lost on that store, to be honest. Don't know how much exactly on that store. I still got huge GST bills coming. I just paid one recently that was about 10 grand USD, so it was about 16 grand Australian dollars, and then had to pay one before that. Got a lot of accounting fees I have to pay that I haven't even counted into, and there's just a lot of fees going on. And then I launched a few other stores after that, that didn't do so well. I think I spoke about it on my first video, but I just didn't calculate the cogs. I got lazy again, and yeah, finally got the cogs back, the cost of goods back, reaching out to all different suppliers, and found out it was much higher than it was. So yeah, it's been a challenging ride, that's for sure. But I think, I'm just, I think for me, like, I'm pretty certain that in the future, all this money I've spent on this is, and I've been saying it for the past year, so sometimes there is a bit of doubt for me, but all this money I've spent on ecom, like, all it takes is one store and it will make that all back. I believe that. It's, it might be hard to believe at times, but yeah, I see a lot of people doing huge numbers online, and I think it's just, if you just push through, it's a matter of time. And yeah, I think that's a big reason why I haven't actually gone in and calculated how much I've actually lost, because one, it would be extremely disheartening if I'd seen that. And then two, I just see it as it's quite irrelevant when I know that eventually it might take a while. It might take another however much money. I might have to get another 9 to 5 job, which I'm already looking at, maybe doing a possible sales job, just to help with cash flow issues. But whatever happens, whether it takes another year or 2 years, it will happen. And it's eventually going to be all good. But yeah, I thought I'd just want to share that, because I think dropshipping sort of comes across as this like business model where, even before I got into it, the way that people were sort of advertising it was that, all you need is like a Shopify account and you can start, or like all you need is like $300 and you can turn $300 into like, $300,000 and all this stuff. And I just don't think many people talk about how much people actually lose at the start. And I haven't spoken to many people about this, because obviously it's a sensitive topic. I don't want to ask people about their financial situation and stuff, but yeah, I do think that there would be, I don't know, to the extent of mine's pretty deep. Usually by now, and this is what hurts a lot, that usually by now that someone should have had more success, but it just is what it is for me. But yeah, I just think it's not spoken about that much. People just post and 16-year-old made all this money and whatever, and they could, for sure, they probably did. And, very fair play to them. They put the hard work in and whatever. But I think there's a lot of people out there that are also, when there's one person that does that, I could probably nearly guarantee there's like 100 people that, didn't do that and lost a bit of money and then had to stop and go back to their 9 to 5 job and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with everyone. 'Cause I thought it was just, it was a bit difficult for me to make this video, but I'm all good. It's going to work out. I just know that the skills compound, and eventually it will just take that one to take off. And yeah, I just hope people can watch this, and whether you've just started any sort of business model and you're losing a bit of money and you're seeing all these people make money, like, you're definitely not alone, even to this day, like watching videos where it's like, someone made whatever, someone's had success 6 months in the dropshipping. Well, I was even watching a video, said this guy was talking about like, I had a bit of success late. It was like 6 to 8 months in. I was like, 6 to 8 months in, like, you're talking that's late? Like, so it's, it can be difficult, but just to remember, you're not alone. If you just keep going, it will eventually work out for sure. I can feel it, really feel it coming this year, and very blessed to be in this situation, very blessed to be in this position. I think I'm at the best time right now. The journey, it's all it is really. And and I just cannot wait to keep growing, keep learning, and yeah, hopefully a lot of people can join along too, because there's plenty of space in this game. So yeah, just thought I'd like to share that. And yeah, just remember, no matter what happens, just keep looking forward and keep pushing through, and it's gonna all work out.